Good morning, everyone. I found a reason to come say hi to you guys again. Made myself a little bigger so you can see my handsome face, right? So the other day on one of my YouTube channel comment sections, I discussed Wizardry with someone, which is an old game that I used to play on the Apple II back in the early 80s, if you can believe that. And so I started to think about old computer games, and guess what came up? It is this. Show you. Heroes of Might and Magic 3, the board game. So someone is taking a different game. It's not Wizardry, so the coincidence only goes so far, but it's that Heroes of Might and Magic was a big computer game kind of at the end of the 90s, and now someone is making a video game of it. So I thought I would sit and talk to you about it. Let's make myself small again. Okay, so it's an adventure-driven strategy game for 1 to 3 players. I wish it was 1 to 4. I don't know why. I don't like 1 to 3 players. That kind of bothers me. Set in the cult universe of the video game. This is pretty awesome if you ask me. Now, the company that's doing it is Archon Studios. We'll take a look at their, there's their page. Oh, what's this? Board game. Oh, there's a Kickstarter page somewhere. We'll get to it. Back to this, and it's announced here. Let's go to their main page, right? November 2022. So it's quite a ways away, but this is the advanced news about it. And so I just wanted to talk to you about it because this is the kind of stuff that excites me. Like, I definitely backed The Witcher. I backed Elder Scrolls, not Elder Scrolls, but Skyrim, right? And I mean, it's almost, I'm going to back Elder Scrolls with Chip Theory games. That's going to happen. And so I'll probably back this unless, you know, it really looks terrible. So one thing I did is I entered my email. So I definitely got that in. And so here's a prototype of a miniature. This is a Medusa. So that's pretty cool. This is interesting. My wife just painted a Medusa from Lords of Hellas. So it was pretty fun. So here's another one. Explore the world map. I kind of like these things. I wonder how they fit together, but it just seems pretty cool. I'm having a hard time picture how that works, those things, but that looks pretty cool to me. So you build your army. You're going to explore the world map. You start in one little village. Creatures turned into miniatures. So the creatures from the game are going to be turned into miniatures. You build your army of creatures. Every town allows you to recruit different magical beings. It's crucial to strategically combine them into an effective army. Watch as your opponents will be doing the same. That's pretty cool. You're going to collect artifacts. It's always fun to collect magic items. If you've ever, I think that started in the D&D game. Remember back in D&D first edition, and you just would go through, you know, Against the Giants, or you'd go through Isle of Dread or Keep on the Borderlands, and you just started collecting loot. It was so fun. And that principle has remained with every board game in that kind of genre, Dungeon Crawler, that you have now owes its lineage and hereditary love of stuff, of loot, of magic items to D&D. And so here we are. We're going to collect artifacts. Look, so this gives you a +8 to hit, -3 on your shield, so forth and so on. These are always a fun part. I wonder, just to throw out some thinking, if you're out there listening, and you are if you're actually listening, if you're out there thinking about this, I wonder if someone might consider upgrading the magic item system. Like, I wonder if there's, at this time in the zeitgeist of our culture and the video game, a way to keep the coolness of finding loot and make it different. Do something different with it, a little twist. Not different just to be different. Don't get me wrong, but different, maybe bigger again, in a new, fresh way. How do we do magic items new and fresh? That's the designer in me that comes out. And guess what? Spells. There we go. Again, this is straight out of D&D too. And these early video games like Wizardry and Heroes of Might and Magic and Ultima all owed a little bit to the Dungeons and Dragons game. Level up your hero. There you go, right? We got to level up. Level up systems. Are there new ways to do it? And I know a lot of games out there are experimenting with new level ups, but these are the cores, right? Your magic system, you level up the hero, you collect artifacts and monsters, right? In this one, you build a menagerie of monsters that are for you. So that's pretty cool. And there'll be miniatures for all of these, right? And you explore a map. I mean, this is going to base itself on the nostalgia of Heroes of Might and Magic, the whole series, not to mention the third one. I don't know how many people remember that. So this game has to really, it has to be good, right? Because this isn't Skyrim, right? This isn't Elder Scrolls. Those are huge mega franchises right now, right? It's like Six Siege, which was, I think, kind of based on, Tom Clancy games, right? Like a Halo game. And where's the Halo board game? Maybe it's already been done. I've never heard of it. But the problem here is this is an older IP. And so it'll be interesting to see if they can gather people of interest. Now, look, I'm older, so I'm interested. However, underneath it, it has to be a good game. It has to be cool and different. So what else do we got? Level Up Your Hero. We talked about that. So I already went to, I subscribed. Archon Studios. So I don't know much about them except for that they're located in Poland. And look, this is their history so far. I can move this. They've had 47,000 backers, 6,860. That's how much, 6 million, almost 7 million. Projects funded 13. So they've been around. I went and looked. Here, let's do it this way, guys. Let's go to Kickstarter, right? Oh, here it is. Maybe not. I found them on Kickstarter. Let's go look. Archon Studios. I found them. There it is. Right? Stick with me. So I'm going to follow them and what they've created. And so let me get me small again there, my friends. Let me get me small. Dungeons and Lasers, Rampart, Wolfenstein, the board game. That's a video game that I used to play back as a kid. I wonder how that went. I wonder if it's been delivered. Vanguard Tower Defense, Chronicle X, Reload, Vanguard. Okay, so I don't know if these guys are any good, right? One of the things I've noted when I talk to people in the gaming industry, a lot of people will go, oh, that company, trust them. That company, don't trust them. So I don't know anything about Archon Studios. If you do, go ahead and type down here. Get your fingers busy. Get those busy. Get them going. And get them down there. Okay, so I just wanted to be the first to say, right off the top of my head, guys, this looks amazing. They've loved miniatures ever since we were kids. So did I. I was just a little kid playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I went to this little store down in the Orem Mall, University Mall, and it was called Legacy Games, and they had these metal miniatures, and it blew my mind. I still have them all. They're in this shoebox, and they're covered in dust. Many of them are painted, and they're just amazing. For the old days, right? Over 30 years ago. That's how old those are. So, anyways, this is Heroes of Might and Magic, the board game, a cool new dungeon cooperative. Oh, I did read here. Let's go say this. Okay, so they're going to have competitive, cooperative, and solo scenarios to battle and explore your way through. So, I know it's really big for games to do all three these days, but a lot of them end up doing all three poorly. And so I know solo is big. It's not for me per se. I would just love if a game company came out and said, we are doing, like Final Girl. Have you heard about that? It's a horror-based series. Solo. That's it. It's a solo. That's it. Right? And so another games that just, this is competitive. Or this is cooperative. I don't know how you play both sides of that coin, because in the design features, as you weave all this together, it seems really hard to make it competitive on one side or cooperative on the other. Maybe it's possible. There's some really smart people out there, and they can find new and fresh ways to do things. So hopefully they can figure that out. So this has been announced. It'll be in November is when the Kickstarter will come. And then it says it will come out in 2023. Who knows if these guys deliver on time. You might be actually looking like more of a, because that's November, that's the end. You might even anticipate the Kickstarter getting delayed a little bit. December, maybe it's not even launched till 2023. So you're really probably looking at a 2024 release date. Anyways, I just love synchronicities, and I love how all things work together. And so just a few days ago, I'm talking about Wizardry, which is kind of connected to the same genre of computer games that Heroes of Might and Magic is. And Heroes of Might and Magic 3 was a really big, critically acclaimed game. And now I just get announced it's a board game today, so I'm making this video. Tell me what you think, if you've ever played the games, or if you haven't played the games but you heard this video and you're saying, yeah, I'm interested in dungeon crawlers, and what your thoughts are. I would love to hear you. Type it away. Get your fingers busy, my friends, and have a great, great day.